Thank you very much for the invitation. I know it's hard to spell a Greek name. So my name is Isidoros Monogioudis, and I am a major at the Hellenic Army. Today I'm here to present you the CyberRoad project, an overview of the project. Since both projects, CyberRoad and CAMINO, are twin projects, as well as the other one, the Courage project. And they have as main objectives to develop research agendas, roadmaps for filling the gaps in research areas for cybersecurity in the near future. This is indicative how sensitive European Union is about cybersecurity in the near future. Not only one, but three strongly related projects are funded in order to develop similar research agendas. So, what is the CyberRoad? CyberRoad is a research project funded by European Union under the FP7 program, like the CAMINO. Its aim is to identify current and future issues in the fight against cybercrime and cyber-terrorism, in order to draw a strategic roadmap for cybersecurity research. A detailed snapshot of the technological, social, economical, political, and legal scenario will be developed. An analysis of cybercrime and cyber-terrorism will also be conducted in order to identify research gaps and priorities for the near future. As you can see, both cybercrime and cyber-terrorism are the main aspects for the CyberRoad project as well. Why CyberRoad? Why end CyberRoad and not only CAMINO? We are all know about the growth of cyber criminal activities. There is an increased level of cyber threats, awareness, and law enforcement global fight against cybercrime. This is a fact. But, however, there are also illegal profits that have reached unsustainable figures, like the annual cost for cybercrime is over $500 billion. 500 million victims per year are infected as well. 18 victims per second, or 600,000 Facebook accounts are also compromised every day. These are all figures that indicate and highlight how important is this issue and how difficult will be in the near future to tackle cybercrime and cyber-terrorism. There are also political and social motivations behind cyber attacks: hacktivism, cyber warfare, and cyber espionage. And that's why, due to cyber warfare, we, as Ministry of Defence, we have decided to join such an effort, join efforts with civil, academic, and private sector in order to provide all the necessary, let's say, efforts and results against the fight for cybercrime. What, and not why, this is a typo, what will CyberRoad do? Main objective is the title of the presentation: to develop the cybercrime and cyber-terrorism research agenda. An in-depth analysis of the technological, social, legal, ethical, political, and economic aspects, because all of them are strongly impact the research areas and topics that need to be developed. It will also coordinate efforts of the CyberRoad Consortium along three key directions: technology, society, cybercrime, and cyber-terrorism. And we will see in the next few slides more details about that. It is also a 24-month project of activities to build the research roadmap. This is a snapshot of how the working packages are integrated together in order to produce the final result, the final product. You see that there are 7 working packages. 1 and 7 is management dissemination. The 2 is the scientific coordination of all the relevant packages. And 3, 4, 5, and 6 are the core working packages that are dealing with the socio-economical scenario development, the technological scenario development, and the activities for cyber-terrorism and cybercrime. This is also how each package feeds each other in order to provide the final result that will be disseminated at the end of this project. This is a snapshot, this is a slide that indicates who are the working package leaders. We are a consortium which have 20 different partners for 11 different countries. So the team is almost double from the CAMINO. But the objective is similar, it's the same. What I would like also here, besides the overview of the CyberRoad, would like to highlight is some aspects that we have already defined in the working package do and are related to the road mapping methodologies that will likely be used in order to produce the final product. First of all, we have to define the key terms that will be used in the CyberRoad project. You can see in the slide, I don't want to read and to tire you, how we define cybercrime, cyber-terrorism, and cybersecurity. They are not new definitions. We are using them with references to what is already out there in relevant bibliography. But our point is that not only us, but also other projects and similar research activities have to agree to same definitions. Otherwise, it is very likely that a confusion will be developed, will be left at the end, and with the high risk of talking for the same.
Sí, ahora.
Sorry. Thank you. Key issues for for science and technology road mapping. What we have defined as key issues. Identification of the target audience for the CyberRoad roadmap. Selection of the data sources. Definition of the techniques for creating the roadmap. Definition of the techniques for roadmap representation and visualization, and roadmap validation and quality assessment. The basic structure of the roadmap will be the assessment of the state-of-the-art taxonomies and ontologies and best practices, collection of stakeholders' opinions, and forecast of future and emerging scenarios. Phases of road mapping methodology: preparation, implementation, validation, and evaluation. What will conduct the preparation phase? Identifying the targets, the goal and scope, selecting the data sources, identifying candidate techniques for the creation of the roadmap, and identifying candidate techniques for the visualization of the roadmap. This is a triad, a figure that we are using for the preparation phase and for the, okay, and how we intend to collect the right evidence and data for developing the CyberRoad. This triad is based on tried and tested models used in many other fields and industries, like the healthcare, and translates well for the CyberRoad. The diagram illustrates how the use of best scientific evidence integrated with observatory-based and event-driven case studies, incorporating consumer values, political and commercial preferences, results in a pragmatic and flexible framework which can be molded to fit all the needs of the CyberRoad project. I know it sounds very optimistic, but actually it covers all the potential and possible aspects that can feed effectively the effort for developing the CyberRoad or the research agenda. The other key issue that we're trying also to define during this phase is to define the ontology or taxonomy of cybercrime and cyber-terrorism. Why we need an ontology? Why we need a taxonomy? Because we want to support information exchange and contextualization. What is an ontology? An ontology is a specification of a representational vocabulary for a shared domain or discourse. Definitions of classes, slots, relations, functions, and other objects. And why is it important? And why did we select that this had to be represented, to present it here at this workshop as well? Because we have, as I said at the beginning of my presentation, we have to agree to common terminology. And using similar values, terms, slots from an ontology that will be agreed by common, it will help us to exchange information and reuse the results of our products effectively. This is our purpose in defining an ontology for this roadmap. What are the main activities in defining the ontology? It is to define the domain that the ontology will cover, to define classes, the concepts in the ontology, to arrange the classes in hierarchical taxonomy, to define slots, the properties, and describing allowed values for these slots, and filling in the values for the slots. This is an example of how we see the taxonomy or the ontology to be developed. The domain, of course, is cybercrime, cyber-terrorism, and cybersecurity. The classes for cybercrime will be likely the attack, the attacker, the attack mean, the attack motivation, the attack target and type. And here we can see how this can be developed in slots and values. For the class, for example, cybercrime attacker, criminal group, activist group, professional is the slot, and values is thief, espionage, activist, and other for each slot respectively. What I also would like to highlight here about the selection of this methodology of ontology is that it relies on the DARPA MIL specifications. DARPA stands for Defense Advanced Research Project Agency that has developed the DARPA agent markup language. So it's not something that we have invented here, but is a specification that is already being used elsewhere in research areas, and we see that this mirrors better our effort, our activity. My presentation has ended. I would like to thank once again the CAMINO project for inviting and for having the opportunity also to get a feeling of what you are doing as well for a very similar area. And I think it will be smart enough and clever for both, actually for the three projects, to share enough information and details before the final deliverables in order to better justify the funding from the European Union and not just reproduce or duplicate efforts for final projects. If you want to ask me something, I'll be very happy for this. Thank you again.